Your 401k might already own SpaceX. You never bought it. Yet you may already be exposed to a $1.77 trillion valuation without pressing a single button. No trade placed, no button pressed. So let me ask you something. How do you buy a stock without buying a stock? That question matters because the answer reveals something disturbing about modern markets. The easiest buyer to sell to is the buyer who doesn't realize they're buying. Here's the number, $1.77 trillion. That was SpaceX's public valuation. Pause there. 1.77 trillion. That makes SpaceX worth more than Disney, Nike, Starbucks, and Boeing combined. Now ask yourself one simple question. What exactly are people buying? Most people answer instantly. Rockets, Mars, the future. Wrong. SpaceX is not one company. It's three very different businesses hiding inside one story. One creates hype. One prints real cash. One burns capital fast enough to distort the math. That distinction matters. Because markets don't just price businesses, they price belief. And almost nobody sells belief better than him. Mars colonization, artificial intelligence, humanity becoming multiplanetary, the future. The moment investors hear those words, logic gets quieter, emotion gets louder. Behavioral economists call this narrative bias. When a story becomes powerful enough, people stop demanding evidence. A nurse in Arizona feels it. A truck driver in Texas feels it. A software engineer in Seattle feels it. Different salary, same brain, same vulnerability. They think they're buying stock. Often, they're buying identity. Owning SpaceX doesn't feel like owning shares. It feels like owning the future. And that feeling gets expensive. Very expensive. But that's only the surface. Because once we separate the story from the business, the valuation starts looking very different. Let's start with the business most people never question. Artificial intelligence. Right now, 2 letters can add billions to valuation. AI, that's all it takes. Revenue can stall, profits can disappear, cash burn can explode. But the moment investors hear AI, expectations go vertical, and bubbles begin with expectations. Inside the SpaceX narrative sits XAI. On paper, it sounds unstoppable, an AI company positioned against, and that alone creates excitement. But excitement is not economics. Here's the uncomfortable math. OpenAI generates tens of billions in annualized revenue. Anthropic is scaling aggressively. Yet XAI reached a valuation in the hundreds of billions, while still burning enormous capital. Pause there. Hundreds of billions. For a business still losing massive money, that is the first hidden trap of modern markets. People think valuation reflects reality. Often, it reflects imagination. And imagination has no ceiling. That's why AI narratives are so powerful. You cannot easily disprove the future, which means almost any number can feel reasonable. For a while, that is dangerous, because what cannot be measured clearly can be sold emotionally. Now move to the business people actually associate with SpaceX. Rockets. This is the cinematic part. Launches, explosions, landings, NASA missions, military payloads, everything that dominates headlines. And visually, it's perfect. A rocket launch feels like progress. It feels historic. It feels valuable. But spectacle is not economics. A rocket can dominate attention and still contribute far less financial value than people assume. That's Salience Bias. Humans overweight what they can vividly see. The louder something looks, the bigger we assume it is. That's why people overestimate rockets. They're dramatic, emotional, memorable. But visibility does not equal profitability. And that brings us to the real business, Starlink, the crown jewel. Why? Because it's boring. And in a world of exploding rockets, boring is where the real money hides. It solves a boring problem. Internet. That's it. No spectacle, no hype. Just recurring payments, month after month. Subscription revenue is Wall Street's favorite addiction, because predictable cash flow reduces uncertainty. And markets reward predictability. A single household paying $120 a month may look insignificant. Multiply that by millions of subscribers. That becomes billions in recurring annual cash flow. More than 10,000 Starlink satellites now orbit Earth, serving homes, ships, airlines, remote regions, defense systems. That scale matters. Scale creates leverage. Leverage expands margins. Margins drive valuation. That is the machine. A teacher in Colorado paying her monthly internet bill doesn't think about satellites. She just wants stable Wi-Fi. That payment becomes revenue. Revenue becomes cash flow. Cash flow supports valuation. Simple. And here's the contradiction most investors struggle with. SpaceX may genuinely be one of the greatest companies of this generation, and it can still be a terrible investment. Both can be true. A great company is not automatically a great buy. Price decides everything. Once valuation starts pricing perfection, even excellence becomes disappointing. That is brutal market math. The higher expectations rise, the less room reality has to disappoint, and reality always arrives, eventually. Now combine all three businesses. AI creates expectations, rockets create attention, Starlink creates cash. Together, they create something extremely powerful. A valuation story almost nobody wants to challenge, because challenging it feels like betting against the future. And humans hate feeling left behind. That feeling has a name, FOMO. And FOMO doesn't feel like greed. That's the deception. It feels like urgency. It feels rational. It feels necessary. Your brain stops asking one question. What is this actually worth? And starts asking another. What if it keeps going higher? But even that isn't the real trap. The real trap begins when the financial system changes the game. Because hype alone is not enough. Every bubble needs fuel, and fuel means buyers. Lots of them. So the real question isn't whether SpaceX is worth $1.77 trillion. The real question is, who keeps buying at that price? Consider the Nasdaq 100. It's not just an index, it's a pipeline for automatic money. Hundreds of billions of dollars flow through ETFs, index funds, and retirement accounts. And once a company enters that index, something mechanical happens. Funds tracking the index must buy. Not maybe, must. No opinion, no emotion, no debate. Just buy. Demand can appear before conviction exists. That changes everything. Under older market structures, newly public companies had more time before major index inclusion. That friction mattered. It gave markets time to ask difficult questions. Is the valuation justified? Is demand real? Is price sustainable? But reduce that waiting time, and something dangerous happens. Price discovery gets compressed. Skepticism gets less time. Automatic money arrives faster, and that is where danger begins. Now add one more ingredient: supply. If available shares stay limited while demand surges, prices can move violently. Now combine three ingredients: massive hype, limited supply, passive fund buying. That combination can create artificial buying pressure. An artificial price strength creates something dangerous: false confidence. When people see price rising, the brain makes a simple assumption. Smart money knows something. But that assumption is often wrong. Price can lie. Flow rarely does. A stock can rise simply because money has no choice but to buy it. That distinction matters, because rising price becomes social proof. A stock at 120 feels risky. The same stock at 220 feels safe. Nothing fundamental changed. Only perception changed. This is how narratives compound. Attention creates buyers. Buyers move price. Price validates story. Story attracts more buyers, and the loop feeds itself, until it doesn't. Railroads, .com, housing, crypto, AI. The details change. Human behavior doesn't. And this brings us to the darkest part of the story: retail participation. Most people hear that phrase and think opportunity, access, fairness, inclusion. But markets rarely choose language by accident. Words shape emotion. Emotion shapes behavior. Behavior moves money. When ordinary investors hear they're getting access to one of the biggest IPOs in history, the reaction is predictable: excitement, urgency, fear of missing out. But ask a harder question. Why would insiders want more retail participation near peak valuation? Think carefully. Retail investors rarely stabilize price. They chase momentum. They buy headlines. They buy social proof. They buy after excitement becomes mainstream, and that makes them extremely useful as liquidity. Liquidity decides who gets to exit. Every profitable exit needs one thing: a buyer on the other side. No buyer means no exit. That is the brutal math of every market. And this is why one Wall Street idea should disturb you. Your 401k could indirectly become exit liquidity. Read that again. Your retirement account, your monthly contributions, your passive investments. They may become the demand-absorbing shares from insiders who entered at dramatically lower prices. And here's what makes this psychologically dangerous. Most people won't even realize it happened. No dramatic trade, no conscious decision, no emotional buy order, just automatic allocation. Quiet, invisible, mechanical. That is what makes modern financial systems so powerful. They don't need force, they need passivity. And that may be the biggest illusion of passive investing. People hear passive and think safe, neutral, objective. But passive does not mean intelligent. Passive means automatic, and automatic systems can be exploited. That convenience feels harmless, until someone learns how to design around it. Then convenience becomes vulnerability. So maybe the wrong question was always this: is SpaceX a great company? That was never the important question. A company can be extraordinary, historic, revolutionary, and still become overpriced. Those truths can coexist. So when you hear people say SpaceX is the future, ask a better question. At what price? A great company at a bad price is still a bad investment. Because the danger may not come from buying a bad company, it may come from buying a great company at a price built more on narrative than reality. The system never needed to force you into the trade. It only needed something easier. It needed you to stop asking questions, to trust automation, to trust momentum, to trust price. But price can lie, narratives can lie, math usually doesn't. And sometimes, the most dangerous buyer in the market is the one who doesn't even know they're buying. If this changed how you see markets, subscribe to Titan Wealth, because the most expensive financial traps rarely feel like traps when you enter them.